Whenever I initially put this trailer together, I had put the ring hooks here, spaced them out evenly, drilled them through the metal on the bottom in order to make sure I had something to tie it down to. So another idea when I was building the trailer that I kind of didn't do any research on, but just thought, you know, whatever, and it would help. But when I was loading sod on here, the pallets kept hitting we had to space them out because they kept hitting the rings. So the rings are kind of a pain in the ass, as well as these little things sticking up. So I was thinking about drilling these down a little bit, but I'm going to do that later because the whole thing's got to be done. But what I'm going to do is take these rings out now, flip them upside down, and put a piece of chain on them so I'll have something to strap it to, since I'm working on the trailer anyway. So taking this out with a little drill here. Tried to hold on to it, but don't want to stick your finger in there. That would probably hurt. Put lock washers on them, and lock nuts, I mean. So all I'm going to do is flip these things over, squeeze them down a little tighter, and make them as even as I can so they'll be flat. Hit the button. Maybe I want to hold on to it a little tighter. Doing that every time I figure it. Meta glasses, I gotta figure out some way to change the time setting on the recording because I gotta do it every minute. It's kind of a pain in the ass. I'll have to get that one out in a minute. I think I'm going to leave the ones in the front up, just so I'll have something to hook to. My side-by-side is broken right now, so I'm going to have to use the winch to get on here so I can haul it in and have it serviced. These I'm going to leave like this. They're not really in the way. Alright, so I got all of them out. What we're going to do is back these bolts up a little bit, so whenever we put the lock nut on, hopefully the lock nut is sitting right even at the top. So instead of these things sticking up like this, hopefully we'll just have a little bit sticking out of the top. Got a impact wrench so we can try to drive this thing down as far as I can. If I have to back that other bolt up a little bit so I can get it to go in a little more, we'll do that. But all these are the ones that I took off. Don't worry about this little guy. You know, when you got a family, you always have one that's just a little bit different. It still works okay though. Alright, got this side on. Let's see if we can get this thing down. Oh, it's close. And that's what we're looking for. It's barely sticking up. I'm going to turn these little things and just turn them a little bit. Looks about right. Three washers, 2 bolts, 1 nut. It's probably fine. Do we really need it? Who knows? Oh, this little guy. Come on, you can do it. This poor guy. What is that medical condition where when your banana's got a little too much curve in it? Could be a serious medical condition. You see it on the commercials for the TV. You should probably go get that checked out. Still works. Alright, the ones on the side we're going to leave straight. We're not messing with the front, and on these I'm going to leave them at a 45-degree angle. Why didn't you bring the wrench over here? You knew we were going to need it, right? Probably going to need a battery. See if we can get this thing to tighten. Oh, so nice. We gonna make it? No. Oh, there you go. Just right. Notice this one, we're swapping out the batteries. If you're ever out in the wilderness, see that. I'm pretty sure that's alien dung. Yep. Aliens have definitely been, you see they scratch here. Poop. Normally they cover it up, but I guess they didn't cover it up. They were in a hurry. Oh yeah. That works so much better. Who knew? So if you're wondering what this is about, so I put this little hook in here. I'm going to work on this too. It's kind of in the way and it's a pain in my ass. This is what I use to hold ramps up so they won't fall down while you're driving or anything. It's a chain. I need to put a bigger chain on there, but it works. When I built these things, they actually work pretty good and they folded out. You can see they're a little bent. And that would be because when I had the 14,000 pound track hoe, I didn't like how when the tracks go over the edge here and it flops down. It's kind of scary. It always is. But so I dropped the bucket down to ride it off. Well, I didn't let it down and I rode with only the back track on the thing. So with the back track on the way down. So I had the entire weight of the 14,000 pound track hoe on these, and they did not like that. So it bent this, didn't fall off. Now I have to stick those under it when I let it down right here at the hinge point to keep it from bowing anymore. Whatever, it works. One day I'll fix that, but it ain't gonna be today. Got this side too, but not nearly as bad as that side. That side, I really got it. When I was at the store, I was having a hard time getting my strap to lock. This thing right here was, ooh, it's loose. I think it's actually, you can see it, it's bent a little bit right there. And that side right there. So it has a hard time locking in. Probably just need to throw this one away. Thought it just needed to be lubed a little bit, but I'll tell you, this stuff right here, it is awesome. Tap Magic, it's the best whenever you need to lube something up a little bit. But if you really need some extra help for penetrating, get you a little penetrating catalyst. That'll really do it. You can get on in there. All right, next thing we're gonna do is put the tag, don't look at that, I don't know who that is, back on the trailer, and I moved the place the tag was at because I didn't like how it was on there. So we're just gonna drill some pilot holes. So I have some of these tap-in screws, and these things are supposed to drill through metal, but they never really work out great when you're trying to drill straight through, especially if it's any decently thick metal. So what I'm gonna do is drill a little pilot hole with not this drill bit, because that doesn't look like a metal drill bit. I'm gonna drill it with, I don't know what that bit's doing over there. It looks like that should be over here somewhere. Let's try that again. Anything, whenever you're drilling these pilot holes, just want to make sure that you can see the threads on both sides. If you drill the hole too big, then the threads won't lock in and it'll strip out as soon as you try to screw it in. So this bit, it's probably a little small, but it should work fine. Stop looking at my tag. I don't even know whose tag this is. I got it off somebody else's trailer. Hopefully it works for mine though. Hopefully it fits. I hate to go through all that trouble of taking the tag off somebody else's trailer if it's not going to fit on mine. Need something to mark my pilot holes. Hey, look what I found out here. What the shit is that? So I want to make sure that this is nice and straight so it looks really good. I used to have the tail lights mounted in the center, so when I let the... Alright, this is a few minutes into the future me. I really got to work on these meta glasses. They go to dead pretty quick. If you ever want to know what happens when you run over rebar with a lawnmower, that's what happens. Alright, where are we at? So like I said, we want to get this super straight. You see that? Drill our guide hole. Oh, that's a little bit sharp. Might be here all day. Round two. So we got the holes drilled. Whew. That was no joke. That worked much better. All right. Come on. Let go. All right, we just put the tag on and then we're done. And then we'll go do something fun. So here's a piece of that wire I was talking about earlier, right? So this came off the trailer. I painted the trailer after I wired it. Some tractor paint from a tractor store. So, I mean, you see this one's fine. Then you got this. You can see the wire in the end of it. It just breaks. I don't know if it's just some crappy wire, but it's almost like maybe got water in it or something. It's all copper wire. I mean, I want to say these are the same two pieces of wire. Yeah, this is the same wire. All right, now we're gonna do a little something fun. So I was just going through the daily maintenance checks and 10-hour check on the compact loader. So basically I read the book and it said just what you do is you come back here and you open this door and then you make sure it closes. If that's good, you're good to go. All right, maintenance check's done. I'm just kidding, I already did them all. Whew. Tightening those torque lugs on the wheel here was pretty fun. Especially since I didn't have a extension long enough to get out past the thing. So that's first on my list to buy next is an extension.